The topic for the month of February is relationships. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Yes and no.
Why is that?
It really just depends, because sometimes you feel a certain connection right away with somebody, and not necessarily doesn't have to do with love at first sight, but it's love at first personality learning of, whereas other times it is like, oh my god, they're so cute that you want to get to know them better so that you can fall in love with them.
What do you think about the soulmate theory?
I think there's somebody out there for everybody. Not necessarily do we meet them like when we're 50 or 60 years old like my sister, my brother-in-law, but I'm sure that I do have a theory that there's always somebody out there for everyone else.
Have you ever tried online dating?
I've signed up, but I haven't actually went out with anybody who's messaged. I think I have a fear of they're going to be a serial killer, which, I mean, that's not always true, because you do have the match things online that do work out, but I haven't actually gone out on a date.
What are your thoughts on long-distance relationships?
I think if you can make them work, more power to you. If you guys are truly in love with each other, then all beings, if you can make it work. I don't know how strong I would be to make it work. I would be willing to try one, but I don't know. I would try my best to make it work. If you truly love the person, then you'll do anything you can to be with them.
What do you believe is the best time range to marry someone after they first start dating?
I would say, I don't think there actually is a time range. I would say once you guys are both comfortable and feel that you truly know the other person, and you're not just like, okay, we've been dating a year, let's just go get married, and then you find out that there's something that won't come out in the first year that will come out later in life, and then you're like, oh shit, I wish I had known that before we got married. Now you're stuck with this person. You're not stuck with them, but like, I figure once you feel comfortable and you feel like you know everything about one another, then that's a good time to go get married.
What is your absolutely favorite love or relationship song of all time, and why?
I don't really have one. I'm kind of partial to all love songs. They all of them kind of speak to me differently. I really like it's crazy, I don't know if it's really a love or relationship song, but Mr. Big's Next to Be With You. It just has like a story to it that's an awesome I don't know, I've loved that song since like day one. It's just like, if you hold on to that person or part of that person, that you'll probably, like, you could end up being with them, and that has a lot to do with the song. That's why I love it.
What do you think is the biggest myth about relationships?
You have to get married. I think that's big. People have this perception nowadays that you can't just be living with someone common law. You have to get married. You have to have that husband and wife title. And I don't believe that's true. I believe if you guys are happy living together and there's no stress of marriage or whatever, I don't think you have to get married. It's not. I would be okay just living with somebody.
So where do you think this myth came about?
I don't know, I think because a lot in the olden days people used to court and hardly date, and then they would just go and get married, and I think it's like an olden day, people just got married to get married, or because they were in love. But I believe if you're truly in love and you think you can make it without marriage, then there's no point to get married.
What are some stereotypes in a relationship, and why do you believe that they exist?
I believe a lot of times they say, okay, my favorite one is once a cheater, always a cheater, which isn't always true, because he may have cheated on you once doesn't mean, may have cheated on somebody once doesn't mean he's going to cheat on you. And I believe they exist because people feel that people can't change, which is, I believe, is crap. People can change if they want to.
What's the most romantic thing someone's ever done for you, and what's the most romantic thing you've ever done for somebody else?
The somebody else part I can answer. One of my first boyfriends in high school, I actually sat down on Valentine's Day and counted out one of the Valentine's Day smarties for every day that I knew him, which was 380 something days. I had just known him over a year, and he was really blown away that I had remembered how many days I had known him, and that I took the time to actually sit down and count out the one smartie for every day that I've known him. The most romantic thing was the same guy gave me a CD with all the songs that we had ever listened to together, or that made him think of me, or that I mentioned that I thought of him when I listened to them.
Do you still have the CD?
No, but I know a few of the songs that were on it, and they're actually on my iTunes.
What's your ideal mate like to you in a perfect world?
They have to be caring and, like, compassionate. I like getting little surprises from them, like whether it be a text message or an email or a Facebook message saying, hey, how are you, how was your day? Like, just somebody who always cares about you, or takes 5 minutes out of their day just to think about you. And loving. They have to be loving, because they wouldn't be perfect. If you're just with somebody to be with somebody and they don't love you or care about you, then I find that you're wasting your time.
What are some of the biggest problems that face people in relationship, and why?
I find the media and the public, because media and the public have a lot of what their ideal perfect relationship is, and I find people stress too much about trying to make their relationships how the public and the media portray the perfect relationship, and I find that it can be stressful, because one mate wants it this way so that it goes with the public, and then the other person is like, we're just going to do it on our own. I think that's one of the biggest problems. Just don't listen to it. Do what you feel is right for you. Don't try to conform to other people and other relationships. You're not like everybody else. Just go with what makes you and your mate comfortable and happy.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.